All right. We are in April, and National Moving Month is next month, y'all. Uh, what up? I'm Dwyght with Max Moving Training. We got Phil Diamond, all about Tampa Bay. We got Clifford Starks, the motivational coach, the fighting business coach. Man, I don't know. He got too many titles.
Inner warrior. It's all good. You've been calling me motivational coach for a while.
So, yeah, guys, what is going on? How's the season been going? And this is me asking the audience, hey, how's your season going? I know that the year has been kind of crazy, especially coming out of January and February. And I don't know if some people even recovered from last year. So, yeah, I'm just curious. How's everything on your end, Phil?
Busy.
Blow
down the doors. Blow down the doors, busy.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, man.
Hey. Long as you ain't lying like that guy down the street who got 3 trucks.
All right. Well, it's bad the other day, boy. I got backup behind backup behind backup, boy. So it's a long way to get to me now, to get me out, boy. What was it? That third Wednesday or Thursday, man, freaking had 2 trucks that went down, pouring down raining. Had one guy that slipped on the ramp. My manager went out. Hell, Josh went out. Hell, I had to go out. Melissa was on the job packing. I'm like, geez, boy.
That can't be life.
Yeah, bro. It just happens, bro. The unfortunate is you make the commitment, you got to go.
Yeah, lower your computer a little bit, Phil.
Oh,
he be sitting all low, like he got the stool down. But no, what about yourself, Cliff? How's everything been going?
Giving a shout out to Oscar. I know he watches pretty consistently. He said he went to Toby and Travis's conference, and it went absolutely amazing. Things are good. I'm riding the wave, going through the process. Curtis's business is functioning business as usual. He's a systems guy, as you know, so he put the systems in place nice. The busy part, very true. That summertime comes and people all of a sudden start valuing moving a lot more. I'll say that, especially in Arizona.
Oh yeah. But Cliff ain't gonna sit here and motivate us sitting here sweating already. It's 10 a.m. Like, damn. I know Phil in a hot state, so his state probably already hot before 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, actually, bro, this has been a very unusual year, man. It's been still cool in the mornings. And it's been really, really nice, like 80s during the day. Like, I mean, it's been a blessing, brother, to be have weather like that, especially here, man, because it just gets ridiculously hot,
Oh yeah, y'all want to know where it is? 38 degrees right about then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's raining.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was raining so hard the other day, dude. I was coming across this bridge called the Howard Franklin, and I was in one of our 28-foot trucks, and it's a stick. It was raining so hard I couldn't see, for one. And I mean, it looked like when I was I didn't want to look to the right, and one of my guys that was with me, he was like, Phil, look. And I'm looking over, and it looked like the wave was getting ready to go over top of the truck. And I wanted to pull over, but I'm like, damn, I ain't got no chance of living because I don't know how to swim, for one. And I'm on this bridge.
You know what you do in Exeter, you better floor it.
Man. And this particular client dude was stressing about getting her stuff moved, that day to get out there and and this was like 2 hours away, dude. And she's like, you guys don't want to come back and do this tomorrow, do you? Man, we here. I ain't got time tomorrow. Like we're booked tomorrow. Like, this stuff getting unloaded today.
No, that is a great feeling to have when you're booked almost like 6-7 days a week, and you're just like, but it's always also scary that if you do need to reschedule due to weather, climate, or whatever the case is, and you're like, when can I get this customer in? Damn, tomorrow I'm busy. Damn, the next day I'm busy. You know, it's like, sheesh. You
That's a
know,
good.
like,
Good problem to have, though, right?
yeah.
Well, it just depends, man. The worst today. I think uh, Melissa was telling me the call center called her quite a few times. 5 no-shows today, moving companies
Mm.
just today.
Ooh,
And I
ooh,
don't want to be. I can't be that guy. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I can't be that guy for the no-show.
Nope. That's why I don't know. Like I know me and you kind of went back and forth about it, but I'm one of those people where it's like I get it. You know, you want to take in as much work as the phones are ringing, but at the same time, I also get that you want to have capacity, max capacity.
Yep.
You know, some
Yeah.
people might just say, "I'll never turn away a job. I'll get a rental truck if I ain't got no trucks. I'll make it work." And it's just like we don't
Till it
have
gets
unlimited.
broke.
You know, we don't have unlimited people. We don't have unlimited drivers, good drivers at that, you know? So it's just imagine that who are you going to find? You know, yeah, you could probably use a day laborer. Yeah, you could probably maybe find a friend that drove U-Hauls or something like that before and pay them a little bit extra money. But who's to say that they're going to do a great job? Who's to say that you're not going to come away with so many claims?
Exactly. Not even worth it at that point.
You know, it got to that point where I had so many labor only jobs in one day. I think we had like six to eight jobs one day, and we had it was all doubles and stuff. And I had got a lot of temp workers from the temp agency, and I had to find myself driving my car to drop the temp agents off at the customer's house in one part of the city, take another group of temp agents to another part of the city, and then when they get done loading, oh, pick them up and drop them off at the unload so they can unload. And I was just like, no, this isn't it.
Yeah. The thing of it is, man, you got to know. Now that we got someone else in here, all your guys are going to have pros and cons with movers in any industry, right? And you got to know the strengths and the weaknesses. And this is what a lot of guys, moving company owners, fail at. I see it all the time. They don't even know who their guys are, so they're
Yep.
sending guys over to they should be running some steps, and they got them over there moving a 900-pound safe when they just had a hard time picking up a 200-pound dresser. You know, Now, and then you got another guy, of course, a big guy that, he'll run steps, but he's not going to be as fast as a guy my size on steps. Well, he should have been over there with your heavier lifting, and I kind of pointed it out to our new guy, I'm like, this is why these jobs are just not created. I don't just create people and randomly select people by how many hours they got or not on their pros and cons, because
Mhm.
I got guys, man, that's been with me for a long time. You've been in the industry for a long time. But as far as sending them on a pack job, hell no. They just don't have the. But you can send them to go wrap some furniture up, run furniture, pack a truck, and no matter how much training, some people just ain't got it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, and that's just with life in general. You know what I mean? Like just like in the fighting world. You got
Yep.
guys that's good at submissions, and then you got some guys, they try to do a submission and they get it reversed back on the guy that a guy that's a real good submission guy.
Yep.
So it's all about knowing what you got
Yep.
around you, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and I
So
was talking,
try and turn a 3 into a 7, or just let a 10 be a 10.
yeah, man,
Now we can't forget about the hidden gems though. There are some people that could be nurtured and turn into a diamond, but it's too far in between. So, I 100% get what you're saying, Phil. It's just, we just got to see the potential, and
yeah,
we can't always jump at the gold that shines, meaning that your guys come up to you, hey boss, I want to help you with this. I want to help you with this. I can do the truck inspections if you need me to do anything extra, and stuff like that. And we get so excited, like, damn, help, and our eyes start to widen, like, we got help. And then we're like, you know what? I'm going to utilize the hell out of this guy. And then, you start to give that guy that trust, and, he starts showing up late. He start doing this wrong. He starts doing that wrong. And you're just like, oh my goodness, you were supposed to be helping me. You're hurting me now. You're like the burden. And it happens so often that, these guys say they want to help. I've had guys say, oh yeah, I'll be here at 7 a.m. in the morning to make sure the trucks are right. They walking in at 7:30 when the guys are supposed to be now coming into the office. Oh, I'm so sorry. And it's just like, you offer that. I didn't even offer you that, the option.
Yeah.
But, so then now when you have to tell them off, now they want to feel all mad that it's your fault when they're not trying to take the responsibility.
Right.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Cliff?
Oh, I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking in my head, it's a coach's job to guide appropriately and also know the desire a person has. Because yeah, you're right. Could you turn a 3 into a 10? That'd be kind of tough, but it could happen if they're hungry enough. And it's being able to see the hunger in the individual. Because if you have a 10 and they have a hunger of a 1, they're not doing shit. They're gonna find every reason not to do everything. And they're the ones that probably drive owners the craziest, because it's like, do I keep him? Do I not keep him? He's so good. He's good when he's good, but he's bad when he's bad.
Mm-hmm. But the one other thing is you want to consider is pick your lesser two evils.
Yeah.
If you got a guy, like I've had guys that would just complain about everything, knacking. Oh my God, I gotta drive my car to work. How you gonna get here? Like like just complaining, and you just like, this can't be real. Maybe he's joking. Maybe he's pulling one over my head. But they're not. And oh boss, why am I checked in hit at 5 p.m. on Thursday? It's usually here by 5. Well,
Yeah.
did it not get there by 6? Like, are we really arguing about that? And so it's just like you want to pick the lesser of the two evils, where you're just like, if I fire this guy just because he's being annoying,
Yeah.
would I get a worse individual who comes in that's complaining about other things that I just don't want to deal with. I know this guy's complaints. It's annoying, but maybe I could deal with it just a little bit longer.
Yeah. Leadership is a heck of a thing.
Yeah. And you got to stay consistent. And that's what we're learning too, just staying consistent what we're doing. Our processes, and we didn't really have anything. We worked hard this last few months, and implemented a lot of things, and it's not optional; it's mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Enforcing your paperwork, enforcing your guys, or following whatever your process is. A big one for us, because we've been scammed so many times with these TVs. It's in the customer's paperwork, it's in our paperwork. Leave the cord out if you want us to pack it up. The guys need to plug it up in front of you, and you need to initial off. We unload it. We do the same thing if it's going into storage. There's really no way to check it at that point. If we move you out, of course, we'll put in the clause that if we
he must have froze, or he just in a good
have
steal.
somebody, don't have somebody else moving in and then talking about, oh, well, me and my cousin moved this and that ain't working. That ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? Unfortunately, man, we're in a very high industry where damage occurs. Whether it's a scratch on the floor, something damaged, something that was already previous damage, and just don't know it. And the more jobs you do, the more, because now, we're pressing now this year, to start hitting about 150 to 170 moves a month. And I know that comes with a high cost.
Mm-hmm.
you know, even doing, 60, 70, 80 a month, comes at a cost, but now you're timesing it. You're double.
Yeah.
So
No, I was gonna say, because obviously I know Phil, he's on to something. And I gotta jump in before I lose my train of thought. I know he's the same way. Uh, uh, but no, like I think I spoke to a client as well, and one of the clients that I've spoken to was similar to like, do we wrap stuff in the house, or do we wrap stuff, or can we wrap it in the truck? And we all know
mhm.
the answer to that. We all know the answer to that.
Right.
But they were like, oh well, if we wrap it in the house, the customer could see us as, like really running up the time. Well, whether you wrap in the house or you wrap in the truck, you're still wrapping. I would hope that you're doing a real good job when you get in the truck, but now it's in your way. But and then also the other thing is you was on a good point about, the how floors can get damaged and everything like that. And it comes down to how much home protection are you really doing? And I'm not talking about you, but just in general to the audience, is I've seen people who's putting up pieces of cardboard on the walls, coming around
Right.
corners and touch points that they could probably hit. I see people, putting on carpet runners and stuff on the stairs to make sure the stairs don't get dirty going up and down the stairs, and then rolling out floor protection. And maybe that's your clientele, but I think that especially on your volume of moves, Phil, and that sounds like if you're doing about 150 moves a month, that you guys are probably doing 2 to 3 moves a day. And if they're doing 2 to 3 moves a day, are they able to keep up with that level of performance to roll out residence protection at every side of the job and then still get their job done proficiently without losing any equipment?
Right.
Because who's responsible for that equipment? Is the lead responsible for that equipment when he's running around with his head chopped off to make sure all these jobs are going accordingly? Or the movers? And the movers don't give a damn half the time.
That's why you take a lot of responsibility out of their hand for the mover, for as far as the insurance. That way they're not there rambling on about that 30 cents on the pound or 60 cents on the pound, whatever your state requirements is. So, of course, sometimes being too transparent with customers can be overwhelming to a customer, and they don't want to do business with you. So schedule your job and then go from there. Is what I'm learning. Far as if the client, if it's going to be one of those clients that don't want you to wrap something, what you tell the client after you get the deposit. If there's something that you don't want wrapped, please email it to us and understand that we'll pass the information over to the crew, and it's not insured by no means.
That's if they even have time to email.
Yeah, the thing of it is, you got to stay on top of them. It's your job. It's your job to make sure
Well,
that
you also
client.
got to make sure you don't have those cheap customers who are like, "Oh, well, hey, I only want you guys here for 3 hours. Don't if this rapping is going to take you too much time, you can just take it, go."
We had one yesterday. Signed, and you know what? You have that form and say, "Here, sign this form saying that we're not responsible for any damages in this home." You don't want us to do anything. So, and then you get that client, man. I'll tell you, man, the young lady, the job I had to go on the other day, and the reasoning I could cherry pick this job purposely because I knew this lady was a realtor and she was already OCD and anal. And I walked by one of my guys and he was wrapping up some glass with bubble wrap, and then he papered it. Guess what she told him when she walked by? Make sure you paper that too. As he was papering it. So I called the guys outside. I said, wrap everything. I mean, when I tell you let me tell you, I pad wrapped her bucket, the damn shovel and rake, everything in the house. You tell me that? Oh, everything's getting a blanket on it. Brown paper, everything. The lady was unwrapping. She was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh, that's the bucket." She was like, "The bucket to the mop." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
You gotta hit them with, oh, are the customer going to hit Phil with, are they going to cover that claim? No, that son of a bitch took a picture.
I'm telling you, and when you get that client, and that's just training your guys to know the difference, because each customer is going to be different. You know, you get guys that the problem is a lot of these guys don't pay attention, right? They walk in the house, they're not paying attention what the client's saying. Half of them stoned out of their mind any damn way and dumb. But besides the point, they don't pay attention, you know. And you know, you hear that client, of course, and you see a lot of nice stuff, and you hear and you see they've packed and she's packed up properly where she's color coordinated things to make it smooth, right? Make the move smooth for her. She spent a whole day doing it. If you go in that house and screw that up and make it more difficult, you're gonna have a bad day. Because guess what? I would be mad if I took the time to pack my homes up and the movers came in not paying attention. She got everything color coordinated by room, and then have it. Guess what? She had it at on the wall at the other house, pointing. This room is yellow. You know what, dude? If you would have screwed that up, you know what? That customer never did business with you again. And when you're asking a customer, and this is what people don't understand. When you're quoting a job for 10 grand for somebody to move 8 miles down the road with no packing, no packing, you better make sure that shit's on point.
You as the owner better be out there just spot checking if you ain't on the job.
Exactly, bro. I mean, you know, and those are the clients, because hell, half of the time people don't want to spend $1,000 to move their stuff, you know. But you think about it, man. You walk in someone's home, man, and you're doing a move, let's say for $1,500, and they got 2 TVs on the wall. One's 4,000, the other one's 1,000. You got 2 items in this home that's worth more than the move. But they beat you up on the price. And then you don't go in there and open that closet up and you see all them nice pocketbook, thousands of dollars worth of pocketbooks, because they devalue you. No matter how much value you try to build, they devalue because it's not something that they get in return, like far as a product, right? You know, and that's what I've been seeing in this industry, man. It's, you know, it's the customers, they make this a lot more difficult than it should be a lot of times, you know, for either trying to get money back off of a move or whatever. Because people, you know, especially some of these older clientels, they use their age to their advantage. Because guess what? They've done it. They've done it before. And they'll tell you about the bad experience they had with Joe Schmo and them. But in reality is they got over on them the last time. That's why they didn't call them back.
We gotta, you know, praise Phil today. Like, he is dropping the gems today. Like, he is on it.
Yeah. Well, you know, going through a lot of your processes, man, and trying to build systems, right? You start thinking about what you're trying to nip in the butt, right? And what you're trying to nip in the butt is, of course, making sure the clients are happy, making sure you're watching the client too, making sure you have a process in place for everything. That way, everybody's held accountable for, did you check the TV? That way, I'm not calling you on your off day to say, hey, did you plug that TV in before you left? Guess what? I can just pull your form and be like, oh, yep, the customer initialed off. They verified the TV was working. Now the TV is in another room hanging on a wall broke. You see what I'm saying? Because I can't tell you how many, and you know what, Dwyght? There's no telling how many TVs you've paid for or how many damage claims you've paid for that you didn't even do.
Nope. But it's one of those things that do come with the job.
Yeah, but if you take the time and make sure you got that, everybody's held accountable, and being transparent with the customer, like, hey, on move day, this is what to expect. Leave the TV cords out or have them plugged up, and the foreman will go around room by room and check the TVs before they're moved. Okay, and then of course, on unloading, when things are starting to simmer down a little bit, foreman is unpacking TVs. He's checking off with the client right at that point. Boop, 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 boop. And I tell you, man, it's going to eliminate a lot, of course. And then it's holding your guys accountable as well. Because there's no, oh, let me turn this TV the other way, get out of here and get my tip and leave. Because that's 9 times out of 10 what the guys will do. If they see that TV broke, and the clients they already seeing $100 bill floating in their area. They're not going to go in there and tell that client that TV broke, especially if they broke.
Well, we got some comments real quick. I wanted to make sure we catch up on those before they get out crazy. So Oscar did say we did an interview. The guy was dead serious about wanting to be paid $30 an hour. And then I think Junior said the same thing happened to him with guys that had zero experience. So I haven't had too much experience, obviously, with that in a while. Are you still seeing that, Phil, with your movers wanting to be paid something that they ain't worth, they aren't worth?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's coming through the door now at, if they've got a driver's license, they know they're a little bit more charitable. Even guys with no driver's license, they're wanting, like, and you have to explain to these guys. I mean, we've been doing just continuous interviews every day, every week. We're just continuously interviewing. And I got that little knowledge from another moving company owner, of course. He's like, you got to continuously interview.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're so picky on who you're going to hire already. So you just can't start a hiring campaign tomorrow because there may be some good guys in there, but you don't even like how they look. You don't like how his ear look. You know what I mean? You don't like that his beard is longer on one side than the other. Like, and you don't like the color of his shoes or anything. I'm just funny, dude. You know what I mean? So I'm very picky in particular on things, but we just hired a good guy, man, no driver's license. I mean, he's a great mover, dude. And I mean, I started him out at $20 an hour and he took it. He likes working here, but we have other little things in place for these guys to make additional money. Instead of giving the guys, their whatever raise you do, 50 cents, $1, whatever. Now, Melissa breaks it back down by how many hours they've worked in that quarter. And she gives them a bonus, pull the damage report and give them a bonus, right? And it ranges. I think one of our guys just got like $700 or $800. One of the guys got like $200 or $300 because he broke a whole bunch of stuff. And that way the guys have something to look forward to. Because once you max a guy out, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If there's nowhere else for him to go, and I would be that same way in the work environment, right?
Yeah.
And I just feel weird giving a guy a 15-cent raise, man. I mean, that's just,
No, it makes sense. I was never a big fan of that either. But at the same token, you should encourage a mover to move up now.
right.
Their goal should never be, hey, I want to be a mover for the next 9 years. And if they choose to be a mover for the next 9 years, they shouldn't be. I wouldn't say they should be paid higher than your best driver or your best dispatcher or whoever. Like if your mover is getting paid more than you as an owner because he chose to be a mover for 9 years, it's like, okay, maybe we should probably have a cap. Like maybe we should encourage, hey, you know what? You start off at $20 an hour, we'll cap you around $30 an hour, but at that point you do have to move up to a driver where maybe we'll cap you at like $40 an hour. I'm just making a realist crazy numbers because shit, a driver getting paid $40 an hour, but what are you doing? He better be doing it all.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey team, I gotta take off, guys. But Phil, major knowledge bombs there. Appreciate you as always.
Yes,
Dwyght,
sir.
appreciate you putting this together as always, my brother.
Oh, hold on! Before you dip, you gotta say your thing. Me and Phil will probably stay on a little bit, but you gotta say your thing.
Okay. Well, what I will say is listen closely because there's some major wisdom bombs being dropped right now. Lewis actually said, how did he put it? Common sense isn't always common practice. Well, what Phil's talking about, it's not even common awareness. So when we get aware with what we want in our life, life becomes a lot easier. Let's keep providing the value. Let's keep doing what we do as moving owners. I'm not a moving owner myself. I'm an inner warrior coach, but I'm going to pour my inner warrior spirit into all you movers because what you guys do absolutely matters.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All right, Cliff.
All right, team. Take care, guys.
Phil. So no, you definitely dropping a lot of gems today. And I think one of the things that people could be doing is definitely, like I said, simplifying the process. And I know you and I talked about it a whole lot. Simplifying the process, because it's not the back end stuff that's the challenge, it's the front end stuff really that's the challenge. And it's
Yeah.
just, if you could simplify the back end by saying, well, hey, you know what, I got this system in place. I got this, what do you call it? It's like a process book in place. So, hey, the dispatchers know what they need to do every day, every morning. The operations manager knows what he needs to do throughout the day and every day. Okay, hey, the salespeople know what they need to do. Great. We got a system. Everybody knows what they need to be doing to make this boat move. But now it's the movers who's on the front lines. That's where all the conflict is coming. If we ran a business where there was no customers involved, but there was magically revenue, you know, we would have it. But
Right.
because you need to run a business where it's like customers are involved, that's where most of your headache is going to come from. So how do we try to simplify that conflicted area? Because customers are always, no matter how good you are as a company, if you got all 5-star reviews of customers, there's going to be that one customer that's just complaining that you just can't figure out how to make happy.
Right.
So, I know that most owners want to go out there and be that guy out there to shield the customer from getting a bad review, or whatever the case may be. But you can't be on every job. Like Phil, like you mentioned, you're going to have 150 jobs in a month. For you to show up to 150 different places, it's just not
Right.
possible.
Mm-mm. That's why we started building. I mean, last year I think we were doing on an average about 100, 120. Some months we hit, of course, a lot more, some months lower. But I think the lowest amount of moves we've done in the last few years is about 70. It was the lowest in the last couple of years.
He said the
But
lowest.
yeah, but the thing of it is, man, is that's why we're planting the seed now, trying to plant the seed now. That way, it's backups behind backups behind backups. And that continuous hiring. You know, I didn't like myself, man. I don't mind going out in the field on a 4, 5, 6, 7 man job. I ain't going out on a 2 man job. But I enjoy getting out and mingling around with the guys sometimes and the customers, especially if my day's not too scrapped with you know what I mean. Um, and we're in a very different industry, man. Where you got to care. If not, the guys that don't care about their business, they run their company in the ground, they have bad reviews. Those are the guys that don't have any jobs, and they wonder why.
Mhm.
Of course, you can't make everybody happy, but I look at some of these companies and they have the same bad review from different people, similar things,
But the thing is,
and
I think a lot of people don't even respond to their reviews. They might get them on Google and just say, "Oh, I got a bad review," and I'll look at people's reviews and I'm like, "Yo, that's fixable." Like you guys showed up late, or you guys didn't come in uniform, or whatever the case is. It's fixable. It's things you need to be working on constantly in your business.
yeah, that's just not caring about your business too. That's the same person that wouldn't care if they just no showed too. And unfortunately, every business owner is going to the mindset like me personally, Dwight. I think we maybe have 3 or 4 bad reviews, and I tell you, man, I lost sleep behind those reviews, bro.
Mhm.
I did. I did. I lost sleep behind it. One because the guys were 22 minutes late, and they really wasn't 22 minutes late. She was in a window, you know, and she just assumed. So, and but that makes you a strong business guy, man. Whether it's in the moving industry or whether you're in the real estate market or whatever, you're not going to succeed in any industry if you're just a crappy business owner. You
Yeah.
know, now we all have our faults, bro. A lot of these big corporations, man, they have taken and taken and taken and taken, and they're still successful. They've taken from smaller companies and bought them out or just strong armed them, and just kind of made them go away. And but you gotta be a stand-up guy at the end of the day, man. People buy people at the end of the day.
Right.
You know.
Well,
I
let
mean,
me ask you. Go ahead. Go
we
ahead.
we had a client, man, and I felt so bad, bro. And we didn't know about it. So we had a client we moved a year ago, and surprisingly, this young lady called us back, man. And you're talking about not a really big move. I mean, it was a good $3,000 or $4,000 local job, with some packing, a little bit of packing involved. And she called back and she said, well, the last time I requested unpacking, and the guy said they didn't have time for all that.
Mm.
And they left. So we didn't know anything about it. Nobody said anything. Come to find out, one of the guys told the lady, "Oh, I got a life outside of this job." Now, and the young lady did another move with us, Dwyght. This time, of course, we scheduled it where the unpacking was, you stay there and do the unpacking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this time we broke a TV.
Oh boy.
A 15-year-old TV. And guess what? The lady went online and updated her review and left us an even more glowing review. Right on the top. Boom. Glowing review. Didn't mention the TV. TV's taken care of. It's all about taking care and taking responsibility. Of course, you live by your contract too.
Mm-hmm.
When you send that email over for the claims, you make sure you put their contract on there. Make sure you highlight everything they've signed. But see, because you're at fault when that client says nobody told me about it. Because that customer has talked to 4 or 5, who knows how many moving companies. And people are trying to detour away from that insurance. And of course, and you got all these guys out there, they're going to break stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't got your sales team or you trained or whatever, and y'all are talking around this insurance as much as possible, when something happens and you slide that 60 cents on the pound because that's all you require, that's your fault. It's your fault.
Yeah.
It's not the client's fault, because prior to me getting in the moving industry, did I know anything about the insurance? No, I just thought, hey, I guess they break something, they got to buy it, right? Now, how do you expect the client to know? Now, if some of these clients do know and they try to talk around it, so that's why you talk about it and you highlight it. That way they can see it. Boom. And then you highlight, of course, additional insurance options. Don't hide it, because now you're being sneaky, especially for a high-end client where they may have $1 million worth of furniture in their house. You know what? They don't mind spending that additional. When you think of it is they would purchase the additional insurance, and guess what, dude? It would cost you a very minimum, because they've taken out an additional insurance policy out with your third party company, which you're getting a cut from anyway. So why not?
Yeah.
The damage situation is in every business, man. You can go online and look, and you'll see the companies that don't take care of their responsibilities, and you'll see the clients that take care of the companies. Why? Because of course you'll see that they broke something and then they offer them $3. Because guess what? The customer didn't know. Now they know. They know now, because of course it's already a fight trying to get jobs, right? We know this. You're competing with licensed and insured movers. You're competing with crackheads. You're competing with all kind of shit, dude. Guy on a pickup truck, guy on a scooter with a damn thing pulling behind. You're competing with everybody, dude. So of course you don't want to throw up any red flags with that 60 cents on a pound or whatever the state requirements is, dude. But it's only going to hurt you in the long run, because the transparency has to be there. Now, the transparency can be there after that deposit is made, right? Because now you're being transparent. Let's go back through this. That when you take that call again, maybe they booked out a month. You call them the next week. You got it scheduled, and now you're just trying to update, see if they need packing, of course, and then you start talking about, okay, did you understand your contract, your insurance? How many boxes do you think you're going to have now, right? And this is things I had to learn, dude, because unfortunately, you book a job 3 months ago, and the only contact you've had with that client is the day before their move, and they told you originally they had 20 boxes and they were selling this and selling this and selling this. And dude, they done forgot. They don't even know if they've told you that or not. You know it. And now you've got another job scheduled behind that client because you think it's a 3-hour job. In reality, it's a 9-hour job. So now, was it even worth it at that point? You see what I'm saying, Dwyght? Was it worth it to stay there an additional 5 hours? They got a pissed off customer. They're gonna leave you a bad review, and that bad review costs you thousands of dollars. Thousands. It costs money, especially when it's highlighted. So that's why a lot of companies, they pay all these companies to go back, and when they get a bad review, they go and pay your companies, which I think is just shady business, but whatever. They pay these companies to go leave their leave more reviews to bury it. You know, when it kind of almost boils down to just pure laziness too, not wanting to put the footwork in.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let me interrupt, Phil, because you on a rampage. So, so no, I'm glad that Phil's actually been, letting it loose today because, guys, just as a heads up, next week is going to be an even bigger episode where we bring back all of our past guests from the last 25 episodes. Now, some of them couldn't make it, but those that are going to make it is going to be dropping the gems. So, I don't even know if Phil might get overshadowed with as much gems as being dropped next week. But but nevertheless, I hope everybody definitely do make it. It's going to be right here in the community. For those that's on watching this on YouTube, definitely join the Move Ready group on Facebook. And yeah, we just gonna be dropping it. But to switch topics a little bit. So for those that's working in a hotter state, I guess when it comes to uniform. Now, of course, we're all about uniform and spending hundreds and maybe even thousands of dollars on uniforms a year. Now, how do you guys feel about letting you guys not wearing their shirts? Like they're shirtless in the hot summer, working on the truck. Do you frown on that, or do you kind of like try to make it that, hey, you just need to wear that one short sleeve shirt. You need to have your shirt.
I think that just kind of comes back to making sure your guys got enough, that you provided enough shirts for your guys too. Make sure you're transparent with your guys that they're bringing enough clothes. Because I got a guy, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. That motherfucker can't even look at the sun inside of a freezer and start sweating. Dude, he walks and you can hear his shoes. So he had to bring additional shoes.
It's been crazy. All right, so let's see what comments we got. So Corey said, you're on fire today, Phil.
Hey, what up, Corey?
Melissa said, the more communication you have with customers, you lower the stress level and it builds confidence in the choices they made. We have a company here locally that if they damage customers' furniture, he sends them a DIY or do-it-yourself fix-it kit. And it gets a ton of bad reviews because of it. And then this is also said absolutely not towards guys not having their shirt on. Because it's not an option. They have to be in a uniform. And Melissa said y'all actually offer tank tops.
Yep.
So no, that is actually a smart idea. Like I said, like you said, there are some heavy sweaters on the job, which is ridiculous, and they should have backup shirts. I know that we try to give like 5 shirts on hire, as soon as we get uniform, we give like 5 shirts out, and we say, hey, if you guys are showing up to work without uniform on, that one, we're gonna penalize your bonus by like $10 or something like that. Penalize their bonuses for every new shirt that we gotta give them. Or they could buy uniform shirts, or they could buy or buy hoodies, after the one that we initially gave them, or whatever the case is. But they are required to wear it. Now, we have some heavy sweaters similar to what you were saying, where guys are sweating outside their shirts. So between the load and unload, they got one of my guys had his shirt like hanging on the mirror, like to air dry before he got to the unload. And I was just like, that's crazy, to see these guys trying to work without their shirt on, trying to like walk around. And I'm like, I don't think the customer wants to see your bare chest. So, but what was the other one I had? So uniform. Hold on, Melissa said now tank tops only offered to the ones you know are properly groomed. Oh yeah. Forget those. The ones that smell like they smell like hard work before they come to work.
Oh yeah, ass.
They backwoods white that morning. but yeah, no, that is a thing too. What does that conversation look like for you guys that have to tell a worker that they stink? I'll just say it. What is that conversation?
Well, you bring them into the office and say, "Hey, bro, you smell like ass. You need to go take your ass a damn shower."
But now, with that being said, would you send him home, and how would you fill that spot?
Well, we got a shower here, so I'll tell her that to go get a stinking ass in the shower.
Okay, that is weirdly unique to have that at your shop.
Yeah, because let me tell you, dude, I'll make your ass feel uncomfortable, like a motherfucker coming up in here stinking. Because I'm gonna look at you and be like, "What the hell is that smell? Is that you?" Melissa know that shit, but no, I tell the motherfucker they stinking in a minute. And sometimes, hell, my ass done been stinking. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Fucking forgot to put deodorant on, bro. Getting to moving around here in this office. An hour later, what the hell? And then guess what the guys will say? Damn, somebody stink. Talk about my ass. we've only had one guy though, man, that we had to constantly talk about his hygiene, and he was kind of going through some things in life. And we all run into things, bro. Hell, like, even to the day, dude. Hell, I'll forget to shower one day. Hell, I'm sure you do. Everybody do it. Hell, especially us guys. Hell, shit, I'll forget 2 days sometimes. Hell.
Now, what like, all right, so I know that we try to like in a professional.
Why your ass done froze?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
He froze as hell.
Oh yeah.
McDonald's Wi-Fi.
I can hear you, but I might have froze. Can you hear me?
Yeah, he froze like hell.
All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it must have been an internet issue. But yeah, no. I know that the guy, like in a professional work environment, you don't want to tell the guys, you tell you guys not to really be calling people out because you never know their situation.
Froze again.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Froze as hell.
Let's see. All right.
Melissa seen your evil twin this morning at the Waffle House.
At the Waffle House?
Yeah, she seen it. Well, we see the guy, boy, I turned around and looked. Boy, he looked just like you. Guess what I said? Dwyght.
Yeah. That's messed up. So no, that I guess that, like I said, that weird conversation of having with your guys, not to pick on somebody because of their hygiene, and to let you know, and then basically for you to pull that person aside. Now, some people aren't conscious of their hygiene. They think they smell like roses, and we know they smell like boo-boo.
The motherfucker know they stink. Know they ass stink. When you look like you stink, you know you stink. You know your ass ain't hit that water. Hell, you know it. That's what my mom used to tell me. You know your ass ain't took no damn bath. You know you stink. Hell yeah.
Hey, they try to cover it up with that cologne.
But, I mean, I can see you getting in, messing with one of these guys. You can get yourself in some legal issues with it. But kind of we're all, especially when you're dealing with guys, man. Hell, I'm sure some people that's probably listening, they don't went a couple of days without taking washing their ass. Hell, I have too recently. You know, of course, I went through a little spell, man, a few months ago, dude. I was sick, bro, and kind of went through a little depression state, dude. I don't think I showered for about 4 days, bro. I didn't come out in the house, but hell, I didn't even wash my ass for 4 days. Thanks,
Well,
Father.
if you're in
Damn.
the house, if you staying in the house and don't go nowhere, all right, all right, you
Yeah,
all right. It's when you step outside.
yeah, yeah.
But,
I used to when I was out of the truck full time. Yeah, man, I would used to come home from a job and try to climb my nasty ass in the bed. Shit, you didn't get no booty neither during that time, so you better go wash
but
it.
so now with those guys, obviously I know we're on this topic, but with those guys that do smell like hard work when they're in the truck, or do you have them sitting by the window or do you have them sit in the middle?
I'll throw the ass out the damn truck. It's that bad.
I'm like, damn, you had them sit by the window, you know that shit gonna blow right at you. If you have them sit in the
Man,
middle, you're gonna have a headache either way.
man, I tell you, boy, I made a guy one time, man. He had his backpack in the truck, and I could smell the spoiled clothes in it. He was kind of in a transition, in other words, homeless. And I said, hey, take that damn backpack and put it in the back of the damn truck, man, or throw it the fucking hell away.
Melissa said we put them in the box,
Damn.
and then Oscar was like, they draw themselves. Like, nah, you got to
Hell
put your
yeah.
own car.
Hell yeah.
But no, so this is definitely good topics. If you guys got any topics that you ever want to go over, definitely bring it up. But hey, this is the fun that we need to have. Also, because busy season is right around the corner. We need to be doing I think what is it called? Something like a preseason team building event. That's what I'll call it. So right before season, do a team building event, take your guys out bowling, do something, take them out wing day, have chicken wings and just have great conversation right before season. Have a little meeting at those little events, just laying out your expectation for the season and at the rest and enjoy the rest of the time. Because basically you want to show some gratitude to these guys that's been trying to hustle and get through this slow season with you. And now, hey, busy season is right around the corner. So just say, hey, appreciation of thank you guys for hanging around during this slow time while we try to get through it. Unlike Phil, who had like 50, 60 jobs a month, it didn't really matter. But you know, hey, thank you guys for sticking with us during these slower times. We're about to go into a really busy season. We got a 120-day sprint starting from May to August. We used to have a blackout dates. Hey, no vacations from May to August because we need everybody in attendance because we're going to maximize the summer. After August, if you want to take a vacation, just let us know in advance. You can take a vacation from September to April again, or to December, if depending on if their vacation time rolls over. And that's even if you guys have vacation time. I know in some states you gotta accumulate it for them to have paid time off. In Florida, it's not regulated once again. So you gotta try to build up something to make those guys motivated to wanna stay with you and work with you. And if they have stuff like that, or if you say, well, hey, guys, if you guys work safe in the summertime and you don't get that many claims, we'll give you a safety bonus at the end of the 120-day marker. These are things that you could be implementing in your company just to enhance that company culture. If you're a video gamer, for the guys that's out there, maybe even some of the ladies, hey, play video games with your guys. I think some people had like a room in their warehouse designated for like a game room for their guys. So when the guys get to the office early or they come back from a job early, they got stuff going on. We used to have a basketball court inside of our warehouse. So guys used to like to play basketball right before they went out or right when they came back. Another way where they just want to come to work. They have a reason to come to work, not just to get the money, but because they're building friendships and bonds. You know, Phil got people washing his car, so they feel motivated to come to work.
Nah, I tell you, boy. You know, I get to a point, man, where employees, you leave them right there as employees. You know, guys will cry about not, not getting hours, and then that'd be the same guy when you give them the option of, hey, this weekend ain't so busy, right? You have the option of taking Saturday and Sunday off. Oh, I'll take Saturday and Sunday off, and then get a check, and be like, oh damn, I didn't get that many hours last week. My buddy Colin called them degenerates. You know, we learn a lot from each other, bro. You know, this industry is definitely something that like no other, bro. And you know, if you're not careful, these guys will end up running you. I'm gonna tell you, dude. I'm getting to a point. I'm about ready to hire me a whole crew that don't speak no English.
Oh, I don't think you want to know what they're not saying.
Nah, I don't care. No, they ain't messing with me. I'm telling you, dude. I don't even care. As long as they ain't dumping their problems off on me, and I don't know what they're saying, and they don't know what the hell I'm saying. I can cuss them out, tell them it stinks. Wash your stinking ass, amigo. You know, they don't know what the hell I'm saying. So hell, whatever. And I just tell the customer, Google Translate. You know, put your phone up. If you need to ask a question, call me. My buddy, boy, let me tell you, he married a Spanish girl years ago, man, and she didn't speak no damn English. He said, Phil, this is the best relationship I ever been in. Fast forward about 10 years later, boy, she got to speaking English really good. He got a divorce. I never forget it. Me and my buddy Cole was talking about that the other day. Guy been friend with for a long time. He's running all my long distance now. And he came and stayed at the house. He was like, man, you remember that time Damon married that Spanish girl and she didn't speak no English?
No, that's crazy.
Dude, he'd be in the living room just talking straight shit to this girl, dude, and she didn't know what the hell he was saying.
She probably was too.
Hell yeah.
But now, so yeah, guys, we are getting to the top of the hour again. You know, next week we will be having an amazing show. We got Ed Katz coming back in the building. We'll definitely have Country Phil back in the building. We'll have Chris Hamilton talking about real estate in the building. We have Verna from Texas coming back. Ted Cotter from California coming back. And we have some other amazing guests on that list that are just coming back, sharing their experience from all around the world. We even got Steve Jordan, who's coming from all the way from Paris area of the world, just to let us know about the industry. So we here. You know, if you guys got some gems y'all want to drop, definitely. If y'all ever want to come on the show, just let me know, and we can get y'all on the show as well. You know, because we all about dropping gems and making sure that the industry is uplifting to the next level. All right, y'all. So Phil, you want to take us home? Because Cliff left us.
I know, right? Hey, I hope everybody has a good productive year. Stay on top of it and try to maintain your good your good reputation, because that's where a lot of bad reviews and a lot of bad reputation starts at that summer, is because we have to maximize that summer out, and unfortunately we have to do some things sometimes that it's probably not the greatest, you know, because we know we're in survival mode. But, you know, not so much in survival mode during that time. Now we're just trying to tuck away for who knows what's going to happen in the slower months. So, and I think we all do it, man, and try to put a little bit of money to the side, you know, whether it's a percent back every job for damages, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Because unfortunately, during this time next year, there's going to be more moving companies that's going out of business. Some just didn't make it. They didn't make it to March, man. You know, they were literally days away from going out of business, man. And Jets here, another moving company here, man, and they were great reputation, man. And I talked to the owner, and he said, Phil, you know, unfortunately, I just had enough. This business, I've tried and tried and tried, and it ain't that we wasn't making money. It's that this business has ran me. You know, I wasn't running the business was running me. And then you have to weigh out the options on, your life in general. But I hope everybody have a good, prosperous week, and whatever you're doing, be great at it. Make your wife happy, make your kids happy. Do all that stuff, man. Put
It's about
a smile
balance,
on your wife's face.
It's about
Yeah.
balance, and I know that some people may say there's no balance if you want to be an entrepreneur, but at the end of the day, hey, you know what? We doing this for our families. This is the pipeline for us to get to the next level. This isn't meant for us to stay content. So,
Right.
definitely find that balance because we only have one life to live.
Right.
All right,
All right,
see you
guys.
next week.
Bye. Bye.